So my mic doesn't work and nobody was gonna tell me. Great. Hello, me lords. I am Niar, and today, what does Nia want to discuss? Nia wants to discuss the feeling of losing yourself at a young age. So let's get started. So, to debrief, I want to talk about the feeling of losing yourself at a young age. I'm 21, I will be 22 this year. And yeah, I just feel like on the inside I'm dying. So, I really wanted to discuss that. So, I am a college dropout. I dropped out of college when I was 18 because I couldn't afford school. And not soon after, I began working full time at an office. I remember being very emotionally disturbed about the fact that I was gonna start working at an office because I felt like I was too young. It felt like a kind of death to like work at an office. Like office job just feels so official, and I was like, ugh, like I'm too young and turned in 18 to start working at an office. I don't know, Diva. And I was the youngest person working there at the time. However, once I started working there, I eventually got used to it, and I was still able to engage in my creativity because I had time in my day to do so. I had a pretty good work life balance, mainly because I didn't take my job very seriously, so I was late a lot. And I also worked close to home, so I was able to, like, as soon as I got out of work, I was able to just go hang out with my friends. It wasn't like a whole thing, and going home wasn't really much of an issue for me because no matter how late I went to sleep, I was still able to wake up at like a pretty decent, like I wasn't dragging my day. Work was not dragging my day out, is basically what I'm saying. And I was also able to engage in my creativity because I had a pretty engaging following on Instagram, which encouraged me to explore my creativity because the more interesting, cool pictures that you post and the shit that you post online and the cooler people that you have following you, you're going to be more encouraged to just be a little quirky online. So I was just getting praised for being quirky online, and I loved it. It was very tea. It was very tea. But now I've been at a new job for almost a year, and it's much farther from home and has a bit of a higher demand. It takes up more of my time due to being significantly farther from home. And because of this, my life has become very work centered. I feel pressure to make sure I get enough sleep so I can wake up for work on time. I get anxiety over the weekend about prepping for my week. It's a lot, and I leave no time for myself. Like, my entire week kind of consists of just going to work, prepping for the work week, and it's very exhausting. And also, a few months before I started my new job, I actually deleted my Instagram. So, bye bye following, bye bye Instagram friends. I was just very much like back to square one, and I was a blank slate. I was still engaging in my art, but as time continued, as I started taking my new job more seriously, something changed. And as the anxiety of doing a good job actually started weighing on me, I no longer made time for myself. Unfortunately, with my life right now, if I'm not at work, I'm spending most of my time either prepping for work or at the gym. And the only reason I'm at the gym as much as I am is because I work a sit down job and don't want to be a sedentary person. Like, I have this fear of just like, I need to make sure that I'm good right now so that I can be good when I'm older. And it's just, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. And it's very infuriating. I feel like I have all this pent up potential that I'm avoiding. I'm not really investing in myself, and it makes me feel angry. Like, I genuinely do get these like random spurts of anger. Like, part of it is because of depression, but part of the reason I'm angry is because like I just feel trapped within myself. And it feels unfair that work is getting most of my time. Like, I only really have Friday night and Saturdays because Sunday is my prep day. And now I start getting anxiety on Saturdays about Sundays. Like, honestly, I just don't feel like I'm going anywhere in life, and it feels like part of me is dying. Something I realize is to conform to capitalism is to lose part of yourself, but I don't want to lose myself. I genuinely don't. Somebody that I really admire online and like low key look up to in a sense is Matu Gwendolyn, the author of the book Small Prophecies, as well as former stripper Part Time Visionary. They talk about the 8 metrics of poverty.
Food, water, clothing, shelter, education, sanitation, medical care, and time. We ask the question, how do we organize within our communities? Those are the problems that we should be solving. I struggle with depends on where you are in the world and what your governing system is. For example, we in the United States are very time poor. You can have all these things, probably not this one, but you can have all these things and not have time. And that's still a metric of poverty.
I can't find the longer video, but in this short, they briefly explain that Americans are very time poor. And I feel that. I feel like I have no time to engage in the things I'd like to. I always feel like I'm running out of time and I don't even know what for. Even when I do gain the time for something, like maybe I took a day off of work, it's usually because I'm sick or maybe I have an appointment. I get so overwhelmed with all the time I have, as in the day that I have off, as if in a state of shock, and I just end up doing nothing, and that just feeds into my depression even more. Like, if I'm not working, like, I have no routine. I forget to eat. I don't know what time I'm going to sleep. I don't want to do anything. Like, I'm just tired, and it feels like the only thing keeping me productive is the fact that I'm at work, which is why it's like such a double-edged sword. But I fear that if I don't find the time, I'll lose myself in some way, and I already feel myself slipping. I have friends who are in college or aren't currently working, and I'll be honest, I kind of envy them. I feel like they don't realize how much of a blessing it is to have the time and freedom they have, or maybe they do, and this is just my resentment talking. But I feel like I'm just really envious of them because they have the opportunity to explore themselves in a way that I can only dream of. Like, one of the reasons I was so excited to go to college was because I was really excited to put myself out there socially and make friends and join clubs and really connect with people. And I didn't get that opportunity, unfortunately. I'm really envious of the fact that they're able to make friends and walk around and enjoy their days, and I don't get that, and it's so frustrating. It makes me feel so socially and emotionally stunted, and I feel like I have to overcompensate when I'm around them so that everybody knows like I can keep up too, which that's not their fault. They don't make me feel that way. I make myself feel that way. This is all in my head, but it's how I feel. Okay? Okay. So, when I express my feelings of envy towards my friends to my therapist, I told my therapist that my first instinct was to no longer be friends with these people. And the reason why my mind went there is because I felt like shit feeling envy towards people that I love so dearly. And of course, my therapist and I agreed that that's not the right answer. And to be honest, my first instinct is never really the right answer. But I hate the fact that I feel this way. And I've just grown so afraid of everything that's within me. So my first instinct is unfortunately to flee. I'm a very avoidant person, okay? I'm very avoidant. To explain me growing fearful of myself, I'm saying that I fear my potential, my raw emotions, I even fear my creativity. Everything within me that can make me free, all the things that are waiting to be nurtured by me. I'm afraid. I feel these things inside of me trying to hold on before it's too late. And I also feel myself avoiding these things at the same time. I'm like, oh, like, I want to tap into these things. I want to be free. I want to be great. But then the other part of myself is like, it's not safe. It's deviating from normalcy. You're not safe if you do this. You know what I'm saying? However, I've gotten to the point where everything is surfacing. Like, I'm feeling it even if I don't want to feel it. And I realized that I don't want to be afraid of myself anymore. I don't want to avoid and repress myself into a person that I don't even recognize, because I feel that happening and it's not a good feeling. So, my questions to myself, and maybe to you if you're also feeling this, are: how do we deal with these feelings? How do we allow ourselves to let go and begin exploring our interests and creativity again? What are we expecting from this? How do I take back my time? How do I stop being afraid? So many questions, so little time. I don't want to be the living dead. The main character in the moviegoer, the book by Walker Percy, he talks about how a lot of people are dead. Like, once you kind of succumb to the mundane of being just like a regular working class adult, you become dead. You start saying things that you don't really mean just because it's like polite and mannered, and you're just not a person for real. You're just like another cog in the machine. I don't want to be that. I really don't want to be that. Like, and I'm so afraid that that's what I'm becoming. And I don't like I just don't I don't want to be an adult that has like lost themselves in the hamster wheel of capitalism. And like, I know I need to make money for myself, but I can't keep allowing my job to be the center of my life, especially a job that's not my end goal. So, yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk about that. That's all I really wanted to yap about today. I finished the book Severance. I finished this book. I'm going to return it to the library tomorrow or today, depending on whenever I post a video. And I just started reading. Oh, to talk about the ending of Severance. Sorry. The ending of Severance was, it ended very openly, but it was still very satisfying. So I really liked the book. It was really, really good. Like, it's such a visual banger. Like, it just makes you, like, you can very easily picture what's happening in your mind. It's very fucking cool. And now I'm reading, drum roll please, even though I already showed it to you. I'm reading The Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematory by Caitlin Doughty, because I'm just in a bit of a grief and death kind of vibe, and the way that they tackle death here is very, very matter of fact, because most of the stories take place in like within the funeral business, so it just talks about like people dying in a very matter of fact way. It's like it just happens, and for me, that's a very comforting thing. I really, really appreciate it. Recent things that I've been playing on repeat, definitely Corinne Bailey Rae's self-titled album. I love that album. She gives me the same vibes as Amy Winehouse. I know they came out around the same time, especially because my favorite album by Amy is Frank. That album, Corinne Bailey Rae's self-titled album, and Frank have such similar vibes. It's so good, but like hers is like very, very black, so I really appreciate it. And I've also been bopping Gina's The Pleasure Is Yours. So please, if you can, if you want to, please bump those albums. And please support your local libraries. Please. Please support your local libraries. Okay. And with that, I will catch you on the flippity flip.
Catch you guys on the flippity flip.